Comrade Cadet, let me begin by saying that after complaints made by one of your colleagues about my English speaking skills, Command sent me to a quick advanced language course. So it seems that there is a snitch among the cadets. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you? Because I'm preparing the special flight schedule for that person. Anyway, while I improve my English, I hope that you have improved your piloting skills. In this training session, you will learn how to start your airplane from cold and dark. Let me know when you're ready to begin. We will start with the cockpit inspection and verifying that all the switches are in correct positions before we start the engines. First, check that the landing gear handle is in the neutral position and that the hatch lock is in place. Now verify that all circuit breaker switches are in the on position. On the left wall, the right and the left military power afterburner switches should be in the on position. The switches controlling the engine oil cut valves should also be in the on position. Хорошо. Now on the right panel, verify that the cockpit pressurization lever and cockpit ventilation switch are in the open position. Check the cockpit visually and make sure that there are no foreign objects, water or ice inside. Make sure that the clock shows current time and adjust it if necessary. Now take a look at the altimeter and set it at 0. Next, verify that this setting below corresponds with the pressure given by the weather station and list it in your knee board. check that the ARU2V work mode switch is set to auto, the up position. It is hidden behind the left lamp. Verify that the aileron hydraulic switch is in the on position. Make sure that the oxygen shutoff valve is open. Staying on the oxygen system panel, set it to mix and auto. Very good, comrade. We will now move on to prepare the plane for engine start. First, ask the ground crew. Sorry, bad habit. Ask the ground crew to turn on the ground power.
Подключить питание. Прием. Командир, наземное питание подключено.
Good. Now switch the battery to on. Now look around the cockpit and verify that the oil, right and left generator and low hydraulic pressure lamps are on. Also, if you are carrying any bombs or external fuel tanks, the suspended loads lamps should also illuminate. Now check the PPS-1 gear, flaps and brake control panel and verify that the green landing gear down lamps are on. Press the lamp control button and check that all the indicators illuminate. Now press the lamp control buttons on the left panel. Green fuel tank 2, 3 and 4 and red fire lamps should illuminate. Check the engine air start system by opening the covers and then turning on the engine air start switches to on. Verify that 2 red air start lamps illuminate, then turn the switches off and close the covers. Turn on emergency arc radio and radio switches. Press the blue button or channel 2 to select the tower frequency. Turn up the volume and request startup permission from the tower. Let me know when you obtain it so we can continue.
Масленка. 103. Запуск.
On to the next steps. Now we will set up our minimum radar altitude warning. For that, turn on the beacon RALT on the right panel and select the briefed or desired altitude using the knob on the left side. For now, set it to 300 meters. Turn on the MUS2 system tab, aileron trimmer and GIK AGI switches on the right panel. Now we will align the radio navigation system and our artificial horizon. Press the GIK1 and AGI1 alignment buttons for at least 5 seconds. It will take 2 to 3 minutes for both instruments to give correct readings. On the left panel, turn on the fuel pumps for tanks 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next, enable the flight instruments and cockpit heating, anti-skid, engine start and fire extinguishing systems on the left panel, as well as both generators on the right one. Put the left throttle in the idle position. Now press the left engine start button for 2 to 3 seconds. Monitor the engine and oil temperature. As the RPM reach 4000, the oil lamp should turn off. The left engine should reach idle RPM after around 80 seconds. When that happens, left generator disconnected and low pressure hydraulic system lights should turn off. At that point, you can ask the crew to disconnect the ground power. Now time to start the right engine. Put the right throttle in the idle position. Press the right engine start button for 2 to 3 seconds. Again, closely watch the engine and oil temperature gauges. When the engine reaches idle RPM, right generator disconnected and low pressure hydraulic system lights will turn off.
Отключить питание. Прием. Командир, наземное электропитание отключено. Перезарядка по плану. Прием.
Good, comrade. The aircraft is almost ready to fly. Now let's go through the engine and flight control tests.
Перезарядка по плану. Командир, оружие подвешено.
First of all, make sure that you keep the gear brake lever fully pressed at all times.
Increase the thrust and bring both engines to 10,000 RPM. Keep it there for 30 to 40 seconds to warm up the engines. Press the engine military power button on the throttle to disconnect the afterburners. Alright, now take both engines to full power. Check that the RPM are between 11,100 and 11,200. Engine temperature is below 650 degrees and that the both military power lamps are on. Afterburner lights on the warning light panel should remain off. Return the throttles to idle when ready. Now we will test the afterburners. Enable them by pressing the afterburner button on the throttle. OK, take the left throttle to the full power and check that the left afterburner light illuminates on the warning panel and the engine temperature stays below 680 degrees. Bring the left throttle to idle position. Now take the right one to full power. Again, check the right afterburner light and the engine temperature. Take the throttle back to idle. Good, comrade. You may now release the gear brake lever. We will check the flight controls and hydraulic system. Move the stick to the extreme left and right, then forward and back. Observe the reaction of the flight controls. Now press the aileron trimmer left and right to the extreme positions. Watch the aileron trimmer neutral lamp to illuminate each time the trimmer goes through the neutral position. Use the switch on a stick to move the pitch trimmer forward and back. The trimmer effect neutral lamp should illuminate each time control column goes through neutral position. Circle the flaps through different positions using the switches on the left panel. Finally, extend the air brakes using the switch on the throttle. Watch the air brake light illuminate on the PPS-1 panel and retract the air brake. Very good, comrade. We're ready for the final preparations before the flight. Close the canopy, lock it, and then pressurize it using the handle on the right. Good. You are now ready for the next part of the training, which is the taxi, takeoff and landing. That is all for today, comrade.
Убрать колодки.
Oh, one more thing.
Принял.
I noticed that during the cockpit preparation part, most of the switches were not in the correct position, meaning that it wasn't properly set up by the ground crew. Rest assured that those responsible will be ridiculed on the next Komsomol meeting.
Масленка. Штурм 3. Отмена взлета.
Один, ноль, три. Масленка.